I'm Phil DiCollegiero. I'm the Executive Director of the Amesbury Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Amesbury Chamber's Economic Development Committee's Speaker Series, where we try to gather community leaders, organizations, and agencies to help explain the resources that they have available for the business and nonprofit community and the overall Amesbury area community. So today it's pretty neat that we are joined by Alex Rodriguez, who's the Director of Corporate and Community Relations at Northern Essex Community College. This is a program that is made possible today due to the generosity and partnership with Newburyport Bank, the North Shore Realty Group, and Energy Source. Thank you, Crystal Hamlin from Energy Source, for helping organize today's program.
Hi, I'm Crystal Hamlin, Energy Efficiency Consultant with Energy Source. Thank you to the Amesbury Chamber of Commerce and its Economic Development Committee for creating these regular forums to educate our businesses and the public on different initiatives, resources, and development in our business community. Energy Source is a longtime member of the Amesbury Chamber, and we love that we get to partner in the development of this program. Energy Source is contracted with National Grid to help implement the Mass Save Small Business Program by conducting energy audits, providing energy efficiency replacement equipment, among other services, to help businesses reduce energy consumption and cost. Thank you for joining us today. We hope you enjoy the program.
Thank you, Crystal. And Alex, I'm going to throw this right over to you and give you the platform to help explain this neat program at Northern Essex that's just right next door to us.
Great, Phil. Listen, thank you so much, and thank all of you for hosting me today. This is an exciting time in higher education right now, given all the changes that are happening in the larger economic ecosystem of higher ed. So one of the things that my team at the Center for Corporate and Community Education do is that we sort of take the academic environment and bring it to you and make it practical and real and tangible for your teams, in order to grow your businesses. And so what I want to do today is go through just kind of the general what we do for lack of a better way of describing it, and answer any questions you all might have about how a company or an organization in the community can engage with Northern Essex. So Phil, if I can go ahead and share, which I think I can. Yep. Let me just give me 1 second. Can everybody see my screen? Great. So again, at the Northern Essex at its core is a higher education institution, but we don't believe that education is limited to an 18 to 22-year-old student. That we believe that we can bring the learning experience to your employees to help them develop their careers and ultimately help grow your business. So just to give you an idea of what it is we offer. So first, initially, the biggest thing that we do is corporate ed. We can come in and train your employees on, fundamentally, on anything that serves the needs of your business, right? So imagine that for example, that you think your new managers need soft skills training, right? Well, we have the ability to provide that kind of training, or supervisory skills, or ESOL. We can also do custom programs as well. Those are a little more complicated, because when you develop something new, that's always sort of a very different approach that we would take to provide our value. We also are able to provide a lot of this training free of charge through the Workforce Training Fund. So, for example, Small Business Direct Access grants and the Express Grant program that they have are oftentimes how companies who wish to engage with us will actually pay for this kind of training. The reality is that if you were to go externally outside of the college and look for someone to do this kind of programmatic work, you would be looking at paying roughly $300 to $400 an hour. It's safe to say we do not we are not charging $300 or $400 an hour, and we have multiple ways by which we can make this affordable for your company as well. Our newest way is what we're referring to as bundled buying. And this idea that if you have a small company, let's imagine you have a company of 20 or fewer people, or even 50 or fewer, right? But you could be a large company too, and just have like 4 people you want to put through a supervisory skills training. You could pair with other companies who also want to put 3 people, 2 people, maybe just even a single person, to form a program to bundle those costs together and spread them out amongst a larger group. Now, one of the things as it relates to the actual training opportunities. So again, on the corporate ed side, this is typically what we do. We also do ESOL as well. But we are taking a lot of the work that my colleague Margaret Glenn, who's the program manager for community education, we're taking a lot of the work that she and her team have been doing and bringing it into the corporate setting, right? And one of the things that we're developing on that side are micro-credentials. Now, I think the name is a little self-explanatory, but we'll go into it. Basically, what we're looking to do is what we will be doing are these 9-hour credentialed programs that focus on a very, very specific skill set. So for example, right now we have the development of 3 basic programs that are happening right now. One is data analytics, another is sales management, and the last will be lending and finance. And I brought some samples of kind of what it is we're looking to teach in those micro-credentials. And when we think of a micro-credential, you have to remember you have something that's totally open enrollment. The courses we're going to have are highly, highly targeted. Think of the electives you would have taken at a 2-year or 4-year institution that are beyond just like sort of the basic business skills, right? So the other thing that we're doing with this is, so micro-credentials are nothing new to 2-year colleges. This is actually a pretty common thing that most have developed. One of the problems that you see is that they tend to be very broad in subject matter. So you'll see like a business micro-credential, right? And it'll have like intro to management or intro to business or something along those lines. And there's not really a discernible skill there that somebody could say, I learned this and can translate it like that. That is of real value to a company. And when we think of micro-credentials, here's the best part of it. There's 2 sides to this. First side is one student comes in, they come in and get one, and we would be pairing them with potential job opportunities with partner companies, right? That would actually be participating in this. The other side of this is that a company could actually say, I want to teach a sales management micro-credential to my up and coming or my up and coming successful salespeople, so that they can move into management roles. Well, I mean, you could easily contract that out through us and we could teach it on site and would be happy to do so, right? So it really is about driving like very, very specific skill sets. And so again, it's 9 hours over a single semester. It's 3 courses. Here's a really great part. We can articulate this into academic credit. So if the student in the micro-credential wants to turn around and get more take more classes at NECC, he or she has the ability to do that. And here's the best part is that they could take one of these, articulate those credits at Northern Essex, and in all likelihood could articulate it to a 4-year institution if they chose to do so as well. They're very job related in scope. And they're not about, I'll use data analytics as a great example. I just finished my doctorate, and I can tell you that data analytics, I could go pretty in depth about it. We're not looking to provide that depth of skill set. What we're trying to do is make someone, conversational. So imagine that you have someone who works in marketing, right? And they, let's say they work on the marketing communications side of things, and they're doing like a lot of social media and things like that. Their ability to really understand effective marketing techniques is probably relatively limited. But if they had some kind of base knowledge as to how to run a test, how to run an A/B test, and things like that, it would probably be of great value to them and your business. And while this is live, while these classes will be taught live, they will still be taught online. And we will probably have some kind of asynchronous component attached to them. So one of our big ones that I wanted to highlight is going to be the strategic sales management micro-credential, and kind of go over the student learning outcomes of them. It really is going to be about what it means to be a sales manager over just being a salesperson. We're going to work with them on their sales skills, right? But we want them to be able to articulate a value proposition. We want them to learn how to coach and how to train. And we also want them, to understand how to best incentivize success amongst their teams. We also, really want them to have a grasp of what it means to be a successful salesperson. Margaret and I have been having the same conversation, I think, for a long time about, oftentimes we find our team, entering into deals and because we want to, raise the top line, and it sounds like a great offering, but we always want to make sure that we're entering into the right deals, right? And this is oftentimes the trap that salespeople find themselves getting into, and especially new sales managers. Okay, so we want to give them the ability to refine their skills as it relates to being a salesperson, while at the same time giving them the tools to take that next step. And just to give you an idea, we also provide a Cisco certification training for IT. It's completely online. There's an exam that students have to take, and they receive a prepaid voucher. So, for example, if you're looking for someone, or if you have someone who might be looking to move into an IT role and they've never taken, they need some work, this might be a great way to get them prepared to take on that work. And lastly, we also have several, although housed in non-credit, they can easily be articulated into credit. So we have several certificate programs where this can be done. Accounting and bookkeeping is one of our more successful certificate programs. The reality is as you all know, that it's kind of impossible to be a good manager if you can't read a balance sheet, right? And so we provide that background, so that, for example, let's just take that sales manager who's been a salesperson. They don't really, in their current role, they don't really have any reason or incentive or time to go learn how to participate in strategic budgeting, right? So we give them, these classes give them that ability, and again, can be taught in a corporate setting if we had to. Same goes for computer skills, right? I'm sure many of you have employees whose grasp of Excel could probably use a little bit of work and a little bit of cleanup. I know Margaret and I have been in the process of bringing a new person or bringing a new person to join our team, and as I was telling my wife, I said I love Excel because it helps me make the numbers dance. And so we want to give your employees the ability to build upon Excel skills that may be lacking, or enhance those that they already have. We also have some newer programs in farm tech and with CNAs that we're also looking to build out and provide on a more institutional level than the way we currently do it, where basically students come to us. So that is my last slide. I'll I'll stop the share right quick and just answer any questions that anyone might have.
I think it's neat because for a lot of our members, we have a lot of sole proprietors or individuals that I think would be interested in working with each other to try to access programming. I'm curious, we have some folks on this call like Bob O'Brien and Barbara Lauren who have dozens and dozens of tenants. Have you ever found that your tenants have tried to access programs like this, or have tried to work together to a group of them perhaps to create some type of program that this might have been an easy fix had Alex had we had this information readily handy, and now it's great that we do and are armed with it because it may be something that appeals to them.
I was thinking that a property management facilities maintenance course would be a good. I know that I'm going to be looking for that down the road. Someone who understands buildings and renovation and construction is one thing, but the maintenance is a killer. And finding people that understand heating systems and maintenance of parking lots and such it's maybe that's more a Whittier tech thing. But
Actually, believe it or not, Barbara, we have a home inspection program that although you're not looking for home inspectors, a lot of the curriculum covers exactly what it is you're talking about.
Good.
Not all of it, but a lot of it does.
I could use that. I'm tired of doing it all myself.
I actually recently gave a presentation in front of the State Board of Licensure, and I started it off by saying the irony in me speaking to you today is pretty thick because I can't even fix my own garbage disposal. So these classes are of real value.
So I know you joined the college during this pandemic.
I did.
Normally, where would you be based out of? Are you out of the Haverhill campus? I
am based out of the Haverhill campus. But again, we really focus, in on the region as a whole, and we have different, different geographies with different needs. Our region tends to be, Amesbury is very different than Haverhill. That's very different from Lawrence. That's very different from North Andover. That's very different from Wakefield. And so we're flexible enough in what it is we offer and how it is we offer it to really be able to provide value, to anyone in the region who needs the kind of resources we can offer.
Would you say most of the courses would be happening when we go back to hopefully more in-person activities? Would most of this still be remote, or do you see this as being up to whoever's organizing the program?
Sure, it depends. I think on the community ed side in particular, they will be remote because I think there's just a greater a greater audience there, and that needs flexibility in particular, and the online environment allows for that. Now, I think as it relates to the corporate environment, we want to do that live and in person as much as we can, assuming there aren't any other unprecedented global pandemics that occur in the near future, knock on wood. But it also depends on the business, right? So for example, one of our larger clients, they have, three different three different shifts or something along those lines on a manufacturing line. And, we have to work with that schedule, and we have enough flexibility to do that, to make sure that we offer kind of a hybrid offering for them where there is an element of live and an element of online that's asynchronous where the learning objectives can be met. And they've been, and we measure, how successful we are in meeting learning objectives, and plan to become even more rigorous about it going forward in order to refine our curriculum and make it as solid as we can.
Any other questions for Alex or Margaret? Alex, if I'm a business owner and I want to, or business owner, or employee, or a property owner who might want to organize something, repeat again, what's the best way that they should initiate that?
Email. Reach out to me and let's have a conversation, right? I am more than happy to walk anyone through exactly what it is we do, how it is we do it, and what we could do for your operation in particular, right? Every business. So just to give you some of my background, I was a business professor before and a consultant before I started doing this work. And I can tell you, having consulted for a number of firms, that every firm is very different, and the smaller the firm, the more different it gets. But we are built to service the smallest of small firms, and in our region in particular, the majority of companies, the vast majority of companies are going to look very small in scale. And so, we can have a conversation as to how to make this best work for your particular company. And, especially from a cost perspective, because I know that that's the smaller the firm, the more profound the cost is, then find ways to spread it out or find ways to access grants that can make it easier to afford. And we work with companies to access those grants also.
Is there a way for us to promote this right now? Is there a link or something that we're starting to do tips for our businesses every week through our business economic adjustment team, and this would be a great thing to get on people's radar as they beef up and think about business planning and how to incorporate training to upskill people.
Yeah, I'd be happy to send over this slide deck. Phil, if I'll send that to you, feel free to post it, feel free to send it. To anyone, it's got my email address on there so that they can contact me. Maybe Phil could share the recording of the video if you needed it, and we could post that. And I, we'd be happy to. We're in the process of tearing down some old collateral, building up some new collateral. It's a little outdated, so. And so as soon as that's completed, I can get that over to you as well.
We'll make sure that this is available on our website. And if you can make that slide deck available, that's awesome. We'll hyperlink it.
I'll send it over to you, Phil. I'll send it over to you.
And we'll make sure and during this video, we'll have your email popping up throughout the course of it. So hopefully you get a lot of emails from this. Hopefully most are productive.
And just to give you an idea, so my background is in higher education marketing and strategy, and right now higher ed is going through the biggest transition. It was a transition that was supposed to take place 10 years from now, that is taking place as we speak. And one of the great things about this transition is that community colleges in particular are in the best position to meet the challenge, and better tthan any four-year institution, except for the Ivy Leagues, and that's about it. But we want to work with people who see who can very easily see the value in what it is we do beyond the 18 to 22-year-old student, because that is the role of a community college. They call it a community college for a reason. And I think Northern Essex in particular, given the kind of business profiles that are in our region, definitely can serve those needs in what is an environment that is the best thing I could compare it to is Rome is burning and there's a lot of fiddling. So we are happy to step in and fill in that gap.
Well, this is a program that we do, this economic development series we do every month. So right now, for anyone watching, this is being recorded on February 4th. Our next episode, actually, we have Lane Glenn, the president of Northern Essex, coming in to give us that bigger picture too about just how, in many ways, the community college here, Northern Essex, has really pivoted. We just felt that your program especially was relevant, regardless of any type of other pivoting, was especially relevant to the business community and was worth having. You speak specifically
Yeah, there's a lot of energy in community colleges right now, and you'll hear that from Lane as well, because yes, we have our traditional, that traditional student who's getting an associate's degree or looking to transfer, what have you, but we service the community. I mean, make no mistake about it. And part of that community are the businesses that help it thrive. And so, our team has the ability to execute on that value proposition, and we plan on doing so.
Any final remarks or questions for Alex or Margaret? If not, I'm going to say thank you, Alex. Thank you, Margaret, for joining. It's great that you made yourselves available, and we're grateful to the committee for joining us and to the community for tuning in. Thank you to our co-sponsors, North Shore Realty Group, Energy Source, and Newburyport Bank, for again making this monthly program available, and resources like the one that Alex and Margaret discussed today available to the broader community. So.
And again, my contact information is on that slide deck, so feel free to reach out to me with any questions or at all. I'd be happy to answer them.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank all of you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
You